lovely YouTubers? It's me, Morgan Tracy J, coming from my bedroom this morning because I woke up this morning just not feeling like working out, not feeling like getting up, but I pushed myself. I got up. I did a mild workout this morning, and I just went ahead and went into my devotional. And I want to tell you something that's been really in a lot of my prayer journaling entries, and it's just gratitude. It's being so thankful for everything God is doing, because I want to tell you, this is so crazy that like 2 years ago, I was in a very dark place. I was in college. I was by myself. I had nobody. I had no phone. I even started to go see a counselor because I just felt so alone. But in this time, I wrote down a vision or an idea. I wanted this and this. I wanted like everything was so crazy how much I wrote down because I was just such in a crazy dark place. Like literally, I went to go see a counselor for depression, and I was going through that eating disorder, and so I just was in such a place that I'm even now that I think about it, I'm like, and I went through that very without friends. I went through that without my family. I was off at school, so I didn't have no one there. I didn't have a cell phone because I was so broke, so I couldn't call people. And that was a really tough season for me, but I realized that God does his best work in secret. In that time, I was going through a lot of challenges, but God was working on me. And I want to tell you, sometimes a lot of us may find ourselves in a season where we feel about like we're by ourselves, like we feel like we don't know what's going on in our life. Why did everything crash and burn in front of us? And I want to tell you, that was the season where I got my wings. That was the season I learned about God. That's the season when my walk with God became so much more strengthened. That's the season when I finally quit playing Christian and I actually said, God, I don't know about religion. I don't know about all this stuff, but I'm going to serve you. You know what? I don't care if people say I'm crazy. I don't care if I don't look like the average girl in the church. I don't care if I don't dress like a church girl. I'm going to serve you, and I'm going to just follow my heart, and I'm going to serve you in all ways possible. This was the season when I let go of religion and I started to actually build a relationship with God. But I was in my darkest time. And what brought me to this morning is I was prayer journaling, looking out my window in my office, and I just started to realize how blessed not only I am, but how a lot of the things I wrote down in that season, I'm living it out today. And I said, that was such a dark season, but in that season, I had a vision. I had desires that this was not always going to be this way. Even though I was sitting in depression and eating disorder, and I felt by myself, and I was financially stuck, I kept telling myself it's not always going to be this way. And I continued to build my walk with God. I continued to get on my knees and pray. I continued to seek Him. I continued to serve Him. I continued to go to a counselor week after week just to be open and honest that, hey, I'm battling something. And God, maybe I need someone to talk to because I don't have anyone right now. When I started to open up and just be honest about the struggles in my life, things started to change within my life. And so today I want to tell you to understand that if you're in a season where you feel like you're going through some hard times, I want to tell you God does his best work in secrecy. He might have to sit you by yourself for a while. You might have to learn some things, but trust me, God is doing some amazing work in you, and it's usually to help you become the person that he's calling you to be. It's actually to reroute you sometimes, to make you sit down and to examine your life. That's something I really realized in that season is God rerouted me, and I had to sit down and look. Now, I can take this route or I can take this route. Choose wisely. That's kind of what happened. And I want to tell you that that season was very hard for me. And when I look back on it, I used to cringe at it like, oh, but now it's like, thank you, Jesus, for that season. That season, I became a better woman. And that season, I cried so much tears. I lost a lot of weight due to an eating disorder and depression. But I came out better because I learned how to fight those things. I learned how to not give in to those things anymore. I learned that God has said I have power and authority. So why am I giving my power over to other things? Okay, I learned a lot in that season, and today I was writing in my journal and I started to realize that the things that I was asking for in that season, I have now. I was asking to be in ministry. I was asking to have a a ministry. I was asking to be full time. I was asking to make money. I was asking to do this thing that I love and my passion. And I'm doing it, and I'm doing it with smaller numbers than I thought I had to have. I thought I couldn't do this until I was like at 100K or something. And God was like, girl, I got you. You know what I mean? And so that's what I want to tell you guys. that if you're in a season where you feel like you're by yourself, you're stuck, you're alone, God does his best work in those seasons. So get your knees in, get your knees down on the ground, and dig into God, because that is when he is going to give you your wings. Okay? All right? Well, I love you guys so much. I pray you got blessed by this morning fix. It was so random, and I'm just going to drink my coffee and I'm going to get my day started. Okay? I love you guys. I will see you in